There are several requirements you will have to fulfill in order to graduate from UNC. First, all students are required to earn at least 120 credit hours in no more than 8 semesters. If you divide 120 by 8, that equals 15 hours per semester. Since most courses are worth 3 credit hours, you will need to average 5 courses per semester to stay on track for graduation. During your time at Carolina, you'll also be required to complete a set of courses that are grounded in the liberal arts. These required courses are called the Making Connections curriculum. They are also often called General Education Requirements or Gen Eds. This set of courses is designed to give you the skills and knowledge you need to be prepared to engage and succeed in an increasingly interconnected and rapidly changing world. Your required Gen Eds are made up of 3 parts: Foundations, Approaches, and Connections. In addition to your Gen Eds, you will also be required to choose a major. Your major coursework will give you the chance to explore a content area more deeply. Let's take a look at the Gen Eds, beginning with Foundations. Foundations provide you with the fundamental knowledge and skills to prepare you for lifelong learning. Foundations include courses in English composition and rhetoric, foreign language, and quantitative reasoning. A lifetime fitness course that encourages lifelong health and wellness is also required. English 105 is the English Composition and Rhetoric Foundation course required for all entering first-year students. This course will introduce you to several disciplinary contexts for written work and oral presentations required at UNC. Because of this, it is mandatory that you complete this course by the end of your first year. There are no standardized test scores that will exempt you from this requirement. You also have the option of completing English 105I to fulfill this requirement. In 105I sections, you will be introduced to writing in one of the following contexts: natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, law, business, or medicine. You may need to complete English 100, basic writing, before enrolling in English 105. This chart will help you determine whether you should enroll in English 100 or English 105. Before we continue, note which course you'd like to take to satisfy your English Foundations requirement.
Now, let's talk about the foreign language requirement. There are over 15 different languages taught at UNC every year, ranging from Arabic to Ancient Greek to Wolof. You have the option of continuing your high school foreign language or starting a new one. Regardless of the language you select, you are required to complete or place out of at least level 3 or the 3rd semester of a foreign language. Placement into a course or exemption from the requirement can be determined by your scores from the UNC Foreign Language Placement Test and AP, IB, or SAT subject tests. If your high school's foreign language was French, German, Latin, or Spanish, and you plan to continue the language at Carolina, you must complete the UNC Online Foreign Language Exam before you arrive for orientation, regardless of your placement from standardized tests. Foreign language placement and required levels of a language can be difficult to understand. Note that you must complete through level 3, not necessarily 3 courses. The following chart will help you understand this requirement. Make note of which foreign language course you would like to take and any placement scores that you may have. The next part of the Foundations is the quantitative reasoning requirement. All students must complete at least one quantitative reasoning, or QR course, during their time at UNC. Content in these courses can include mathematics, data analysis, or probability. Depending on the major you choose, there may be a specific QR required. Similar to the foreign language requirement, it is possible to exempt the QR requirement through credit from a number of standardized tests. Before we continue, let's talk a little bit more about Math 110 placement. Math 110, which is college algebra, is a prerequisite for many, but not all, QR courses, and may also be required depending on your major. You must either place out of Math 110 or have an appropriate test score to enroll in Math 110 on campus. Math 110 does not fulfill your QR requirement. The following standardized tests will allow you to place out of Math 110: AP Calculus, AB or BC, ACT Math, IB Higher Level Math, or the SAT 2 subject test in mathematics. If you aren't sure what you want to major in yet, that's okay. If you're undecided about your major, Placing out of Math 110 will help you keep your options open. Just as a note, most majors in mathematics and natural sciences will require Math 110 placement. The quantitative reasoning requirement can also be met with courses that do not have a Math 110 prerequisite, so don't worry. In fact, most majors in the social sciences or fine arts and humanities do not require you to complete a math course during your first semester. It's okay if you don't know what your math placement is yet. Remember to bring your test scores with you to orientation. An academic advisor can help you figure out what level of math placement you have. Make note of any math test scores you have already. Again, here is a chart which outlines math placement.
The last requirement in the foundation sections of the Gen Eds is Lifetime Fitness, or LFIT. You must take one LFIT course as part of your Gen Eds. This course combines the practice of a sport or physical activity with instruction in lifelong health. LFIT courses count for 1 credit hour and do factor into your GPA. Just like your English 105 requirement, you should plan to take this course in your first or second semester at Carolina.